So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, all the participants, and thank you all. Thank you very much for joining in to the 29th day of intensive phase. And uh, so, yesterday was a very informative day. We have learned a lot about does bad food really make you feel guilty? And yes, we have discussed about why we feel guilty and then positive and the negative side of the food guilt that we actually face in our journey. Now, how to build positive relation with food, that was also discussed, and a few practice that was discussed for mindful eating. And the point that was discussed yesterday was how to eat to stay healthy. Then few other tips like appreciate your food. You have to appreciate your food whenever you are taking that. Then take small bite and chew properly, slowly. So that was also a good point that was discussed. Eat without distraction. That was another very good point that we generally tend to ignore. We watch phone or we follow Instagram. We see web series, right? We do binge eating that we do. So that we should avoid. And engage all your senses. Whenever we are eating, we should engage all our senses. Like you have to see the food, you have to appreciate the food preparation, you have to appreciate the food taste, the aroma, that you have to appreciate. And finally, you have to eat slowly. So that was another very nice point that was discussed yesterday. So yesterday was a very informative day, and today we are going to learn about the art of habituation and the impact of that. And to discuss the topic and to start the day, I would like to invite Dr. Sham, who is Director, Innovation and Science for Emerging Market. So, Dr. Sham, over to you. Welcome on the stage.
Thank you, Bikram, and a very good morning to everyone. Hope all is well. And today is, I'm in Goa actually. So last night I came to Goa to attend the ALS meeting here. And what happened was when I entered the hotel room, I had two choices, right? What was my choice? They had a good snack ready for me. So I had let me show you my choices I had. And how do I turn it around? Okay, right here. Okay, choice number one. Okay, here's a choice. There is a oh, you can't see. Okay, I think I don't think I can show you this one unless I
You
remove
can
that. That's
read
okay.
it outside.
No, I want to show something which I saw in the hotel room. So okay, let me tell you. The choice number one was a bunch of chocolates. Can you see? Okay, you can see that, right? Okay, here. Choice number one. Can you see? That is
Tempting,
all. That
tempting.
is my choice. Tempting, very tempting. Right? The three desserts right in my room. And choice number two, apple, right? Oranges. Guess what? I did not go with that. I did not go with those sweets. It was lying there. I didn't want to touch it because I didn't want to spoil my body, the temple with those kinds of sweets, right? It's yes, 100% tempting, but I said there's no way I'm going to put that in my mouth, right? I didn't want to even taste a little bit. If somebody had made it at home and given me a laddu, a little bit, I would have taken that, but not that one. But again, and not as a criticism for the beautiful creation of that thing, but it's not for me. And so today, gentlemen, I want to tell you what is secret of youth. So it is linked to that, linked to the foods we eat. Like, but this is, I can tell you the one secret I can share with you is your cardiovascular health. That is a secret, right? So I'll tell you a study which was done in UK. They took 135,000 adults in the UK. Okay, and this was grounded in science. So this study suggests that such a fountain exists in the form of optimal cardiovascular health. It's not just about adding years to your life, but life to those years, what we call the health span. So these participants averaging 55 years of age, nearly half of them being men, were initially free from many chronic diseases. Their heart health was assessed into either a low category, moderate, or high. Okay. So what did the study reveal? The study revealed a striking fact. Higher cardiovascular health score after the age of 50 were linked to increased life expectancy. So men in the high health category could expect to live up to 40 years, approximately 40 years beyond 50. So somebody who had high heart health at the age of 50 will live another 40 years. And women even fared even better, right? As usual, women live better, longer, everything, right? But in this case, women live better. For those women who crossed the age of 50 with a great cardiovascular health, they lived almost 42 years more, 92 plus, right? So in contrast to those whose heart health scores were had lower, had a significantly reduced lifespan. But there's something else. This is not about living longer, it's about living better. Those with better heart health were not only granted more years, but more years free from debilitating diseases like heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and dementia. That is another striking finding. That people who had a great heart health by the age of 50, they continued to survive and thrive without these diseases, right? For example, men in the top health category enjoyed nearly 7 additional disease-free years compared to the lowest one. So people, the men who had the great health lived 7 additional years disease-free, and women approximately 10 years disease-free, just because of their cardiovascular health was amazing. So this study really reshapes of understanding of cardiovascular health is not merely matter of preventing heart attacks or strokes. No, no. It's about transforming the quality and quantity of our lives. It tells us that maintaining heart health is crucial foundation, not just for ourselves, but for our communities and for our future generation. Right? So let's take this knowledge and act upon it. Let us do our HIIT training. Let us just focus on getting our cardiovascular health to the top shape. Team, whether you are 15 or 50 or 60, doesn't matter. We all have the choice. I have the choice yesterday to eat those sweets or the fruits, right? And my selection was the fruit, right? But so that is a choice we make. So without much ado, let me invite none other than Anshuman Mohanty. Anshuman is one of our top scientists who was the architect of one of our top products, the Bilayer Daily. So it is a distinct pleasure to have Anshuman on board. Anshuman, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sham. Thank you for the wonderful introduction and great knowledge session. I mean, these are the very important tips and tricks which you provide that helps everybody, throughout India to move towards a better healthy life, right? Without further delay, I'll start my presentation. Let me share my screen. Yeah. Is my screen up?
Not yet, Anshuman.
Okay, just a second. Yeah, now it should be.
Yeah, visible now.
Yeah, thank you. So, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Nucleate 360 Healthy Weight and Healthy Living program. I am so happy to come once again in front of you with another topic. Like the topic is the art of habituation. So habituation is something which all of us has experienced at different stages of our life, right? Gaining different experience, both good and bad. But then it is about doing something repeatedly. Basically, it is process of intentionally repeating something again and again such that it develops into a habit. And then it will have an impact on your life, good or bad, depending on what kind of habit you are inculcating in yourself. And that is why it is an art. It's like an art perfected with practice. The same way habit is found when you keep on practicing. It is about practice that makes him and perfect, right? You might have heard of this. But this journey is of ours. In the context of this program, it is not about making yourself perfect, but in this journey of ours and context of this program, it is the goal to make a better version of yourself each day from previous day, right? I would like to start with this very interesting set of research which was done way back in 1900 by a famous Russian psychologist, Pavlov, and now it is famously called Pavlovian conditioning. So, what he observed was when every day he was coming back from work, he used to see that his pet dog used to get very excited just by seeing him, and he would salivate. And that made him wonder, what is this that he's come when he is coming home, the dog is excited and salivate, because he used to associate this food. He was bringing some food and giving to his dog when he comes, so the dog was associated with the food and his coming, so this both were linked. So it's a very beautiful natural phenomenon for human being and animal. When you see a food, you salivate, right? Because you are preparing your body to have the food. That's the reason. So he further wanted to experience and explore and research what exactly this process is. So what he started doing, he removed the food and started ringing the bell. When the bell rang, the dog did not salivate. In the next phase, what he did, whenever he fed his dog, he started ringing the bell. So initially he rang the bell, only rang the bell. The dog did not salivate. Now he given food, he rang the bell and he gave the food. So he connected these two things. This was repeated for several days. He did it for several days. And one fine day, when he was just ringing the bell with no food, the dog still got excited and salivated. The dog got excited just hearing the bell. So the dog is conditioned to this stimulus, right? It started associating food with the bell. So the initial salivation was seeing the food is a natural response which all of us have. Right? We see a beautiful, tasty food, we start salivating. This is also called conditional response. So we have controlled ourselves to adapt to a particular habit. We start associating things. Right? For example, I'll take the example of kids. If they have very loving and nurturing teacher, they would love to go to school, and the school going becomes a fun. That means they like to go because they have a nurturing and loving teacher, so that it is a conditional learning. Now, and the next opposite happens. If there is a very strict teacher, the child will just say that he does not want to go to school and he does not like the school. So he or she associating the entire school with the strict teacher, right? It's all about conditioning. And the conditioning is because of certain triggers. The trigger in the case of child was teacher. Would it be a strict teacher or very good loving teacher? That was the trigger which the child exactly like the this trigger was in the child. The situation is exactly like the dog, which we earlier had explained. The trigger was bell, right? And as a result of the trigger, we get into routine. So there is a trigger, there is a conditioning, then we come into a routine. We start taking action and that rewards us. So this is called the pre-hours of habit formation. James Clear, who is a famous author of Atomic Habits, that's a very famous book. Many of you might have already read the book Atomic Habit or would have recommend if you can read the book, which is very interesting, where you keep on doing certain things repeatedly again and again, little by little, it becomes a habit. For example, every morning our stomach rumbles because of hunger, right? So automatically you go to the kitchen and make yourself breakfast and you have it. And that ignites the reward. That triggers a reward, and because of that we feel happy and we keep on repeating this process every day. And at one point of time it becomes a habit. We generally do not think about all these habits because you initially do things consciously. You think like we have to do this thing, then you do consciously, right? This is the initial phase. When it becomes a habit, then it gets into the subconscious mind. You do it without repeating or without thinking. You can exactly put this in the context of this program as well. As simple getting up every morning and attending these sessions is giving you a reward, the knowledge you are building, right? And the exercise followed by that. So this has become the routine in the program, and we would urge that you continue doing this routine even if there are certain things which may not continue. Certain things you need to make it into habit. Get up early, gain some knowledge from various means, and continue doing your exercise. So these would become a habit such that it gets into your subconscious mind, and this is controlled by our brain, right? So everything is in your mind. You can see in your slide, everything is in your mind, which you keep on saying that all is in your mind. That is correct. And that is how the slide demonstrates how habit is formed. So if you see the reason here, before I explain you the slide, you just remember three things. Frontal cortex. This is image of our brain. If you could see my pointer, this is the brain, right? This is frontal cortex. This is striatum nigra. This is another zone, and this part is substantia nigra. Just remember three things. I will be repeating these three things in this explanation, and you again remember there is a neurotransmitter dopamine. It is a pleasure sensing chemical. It rewards. When it is secreted, you feel happy, right? These four things you remember, then I will keep on going into this explanation. So if you see the reason here, this reason is frontal cortex, right? I have just now explained where decision is made. You think that you are hungry and you want a breakfast. It can be both good or bad behavior, and that signals the other part of your brain, which is striatum, which is a dopamine rich region. It has the capacity to turn the habit into reflex, which I mentioned that it gets into subconscious mind and you stop thinking and you automatically start doing right. There is another reason, which is the substantia nigra, as I mentioned, which conveys this information to the frontal cortex. So basically, the frontal cortex is the decision maker and the decision center, and the striatum is the pleasure hormone releasing area. Dopamine is the pleasure hormone that I have mentioned, And the substantia nigra is one which conveys this information. So when you convert it into simpler language, what it means, when you think about something and when you bring that changes in behavior, you start doing it again and again. That releases dopamine, the pleasure hormone. So it is a reward hormone. It is rewarding you for doing something. It can be as good as doing exercise regularly, or it can be anything very bad as well. For example, if you are habituated to have many cups of coffee, many people have coffee repeatedly, coffee or tea daily, maybe 5, 10, 20 cups of coffee, right? Anything excessive is bad. So now it gives you pleasure. You are taking coffee, it gives you pleasure. You are so addicted that you cannot complete your day without 5 or 10 cups of coffee, right? So now it is all in your mind that you can make or break. You can make a habit repeatedly and it gets into a subconscious mind, but at the same time, your brain is such a powerful organ that both these powers, this organ can train, and it change this habit. If you have bad habit, you can train your mind and you can change it to a good habit, or if you have good habit, again you can train your mind, if you can change it to a bad habit. If you keep doing something which you are not happy about doing, it will never become your habit. So it must be a habit only when you keep on repeating with positive mindset. You have to be positive while repeating and repeating anything. So here is the slide, is again about those triggers which I just mentioned. So if you keep on triggering your mind with right set of behaviors, it becomes a habit. And that if you keep on repeating, reinforcing it, and keep on repeating, then it gets into subconscious mind and it becomes a reflex action. You do not really think about it. So, so that is what a stable context gives here. It is a trigger. And with a trigger and with the right kind of behavior, if you keep on repeating again and again several times, it becomes a stable behavior. And that converts into habit that rewards you to do this repeatedly. And that becomes reflex action, where you stop thinking about it. You naturally tend to do it. Here, I'd like to take one example. While driving, learning to drive a car, right? There are many things you have to simultaneously do, right? Clutch, accelerator, gear shifter, steering, rear mirror, side mirror, everything. And while I started learning, I thought, how would I drive a car? Because so many things are there, and I have to coordinate all the things to drive it. And everybody knows after a certain period of driving, practicing, it becomes your habit. You don't have to think. If something is there, automatically your your leg goes on your brake, clutch, whatever is necessary, it happens automatically. So that is called reflex action, right? If there is so so where you reflex action is one where you stop thinking about it. You naturally tend to do it. It can be simple as visiting a park. If there is a new park in your area, just come up. You are excited to go and see how it is. You see there is a lot of trees, it's a cool breeze, and there are birds creeping, and the nature is beautiful out there. So you start repeating it every day. You start visiting the park every day. And before you know, it becomes your habit. You cannot start your day without visiting the park. You must visit it. Interestingly, I would tell you a story around this, which was about a small boy called Bharadwaj, right? So it is in our mythology as well, but it has a deep meaning even now. As he was a student who did not have great IQ, and he always used to be scolded by the teachers, his gurus. He was not able to attend the Gurukul anymore because they cannot teach him anymore. Then he was very scared to go back to home because his parents had a lot of anticipation that he would do well in the studies, become a great man when he grew up. They had sent him there with a lot of dreams, and he did not want to break those dreams. And he would get beating for coming back to home. The parents would be definitely. And while he was going towards his home, he saw a well, and he saw there was stone in the well, which was constantly rubbed by a rope, which draws water from the well. And interestingly, what he saw was that hard rock or stone, when it was rubbed by a rope again and again, the rope was able to leave a mark. So that triggers his mind. What does he learn from this? He learned that even as hard as an object like stone, when it repeatedly rubbed against a rope, which must which is much more delicate as compared to stone, it can leave a mark. So basically, it is all about repetition. If you keep on doing the same thing and practice, you can leave a mark. And he goes back to his Gurukul with kept in his mind and practice and makes sure he builds the right set of mindset. Now he is in the right mindset. Until now, he had not made up his mind perhaps. Now he is in the right set of behavior which with the right trigger. He starts practicing every day and he improves. He becomes a better person with practice. In the similar way, you can train your mind, which helps to make or break a habit, right? So how long it takes to make a habit? Typically, research says it takes a minimum 21 days to create one habit. So in the context of this journey, we have completed 40 days now, which is almost double of the minimum days. So I'm sure all of you have made a broken one or other to make good habits while breaking bad habits. And that is what it is important that we take these habits one at a time. As I said, repetition is the reinforcement which eventually turns into a reflex action. This is also some kind of revision. We have been listening to so many these knowledge sessions on nutrition, on exercise, lifestyle, mindset, right? It's about choosing the one habit at a time, one single habit at a particular time. What happens is we all have joined this program with a specific set of goals. But when we try to change everything at a time, it overwhelms. And then there might be a lot of negative thoughts, which again was another session topic which builds within us. So we have already discussed about this session that the negative thoughts keeps on coming into us. We think that we cannot achieve this. So the best way to do this is to build this habit one by one, not everything at a time. Because change is the only constant, but then bringing about the change is most difficult part. Therefore, we need to stop thinking too much about the destination, but then again the goal should there always be in the mindset. Goal should be there in the mindset, but it is about the journey which we have to achieve to that destination. So goal should be there in the mindset. We'll focus on the journey, not the destination. Destination will definitely be achieved. So when it comes to nutrition, we should start keeping a food diary, because we also keep telling our kids, we have also heard from our parents that write it down. Wherever you have learned, write it down. Because writing reinstates the good behavior which we would bring in our triggers, or anything which want to make into a stable habit. That is the reason it is a good habit to keep a food diary, because you know from the initial stage where you have reached. It can be as simple as you love having dal chawal, but now if somebody says stop having white rice completely, you are not going to have a white rice at all from tomorrow. then that itself is a stress, because we are not used to having anything other than rice. It can be anything for that matter, right? So you can either reduce the quantity of rice instead of having something else, maybe the whole grains like brown rice, or you can do it twice a week, and that and then increase the frequency. Maybe that would be a great way. It's all about choosing or breaking down these large destination goals into smaller goals, because that is much easier to achieve, and that will give you this pleasure hormone as a reward, and you want to keep on doing it again and again. So then keep a track and be accountable for it, be committed to it. Even if you are not able to do it today, you should do it tomorrow, but then be very consistent with it, and then celebrate and reward yourself. And reward is not food all the time, right? The reward, I mean, the reward can be in various means. Similarly, for exercise, we should schedule our exercise sessions. We must take out time, make a fixed time to do our exercise, be it 5 minutes. Maybe today we are running late, we just do surya namaskar 10 times, that's all. So it is important that we do at least 5 minutes of exercise, inculcate one small habit, and we should stick to it all the time. You can do 10,000 steps in a day. Maybe you are not able to take 10,000 steps a day. At least walk for 5,000 steps. We should start something more of the rest. I'm sure, sorry, I'm sure you all are doing. You should continue doing it. You should not stop. Today I'm tired. I will not take stairs. I'll go by elevator. Do not do that, right? If you are on the sixth floor, then take at least 2 floors by stairs. Rest you can take by elevator. So these are small changes which you can bring, not everything at a time, but one at a time, smaller, broken into pieces. Similarly, making changes in a lifestyle, we must make time for this simple pleasure, maybe spending time with your kids, reading a book, whatever makes you happy, which is a good habit. We need to start inculcating. We need to plan our schedule, even when it is when it comes to having food. We need to plan in advance, so that we do not end up ordering things which are not healthy. And finally, it is about changing our mindset. It is all in our mind. In our previous sessions, we learned how the gut and the brain are connected, right? When we are in happy mindset, our positive mindset, it triggers our gut accordingly. And even you are having some bad food, maybe it will try to take the good part of it. But if you are not in the right mindset, you might be having a lot of vegetables, proteins in our diet. But finally, if you do not have the right mindset, you are not positive, then it will not observe the right kind of nutrition, right? You will not reap the benefit whatever changes you have brought. So it's all about having a positive mindset. So therefore, there are 5 action points which we have put together just for you. One is we must control our environment. Many times we blame our environment. We are into this journey, but I am traveling today. I do not have the right means to have the right kind of meal. I do not have the equipment to do physical activity. Do not allow environment to overpower you. Whereas you need to change the environment. You need to have right kind of mindset, like I do. I do not have the equipment. You might think I do not have that equipment, but I'll do some simple exercise which we have been learning from our trainer. Now it is there in the mind. We can just do certain exercise by ourselves. We can choose the right kind of food. At least pick healthier ones, right? Dr. Sham mentioned in the starting of the program, right? So do not allow your environment to control you. You need to be in charge of the environment. Also, as I was mentioning, we need to change our habits one at a time. Let us not start changing everything at a time. It is not possible. Even if it is possible, it may not be sustainable. So it is important that we make these changes one at a time and be committed to this habit. We must repeatedly keep doing it such that it becomes reflex in our mind. We start doing it automatically. I'm sure, right? I'm sure many of you are already doing it. 40 days of this journey, I'm sure the first thing we do is look at healthy food. We reach out to a healthy food and it gives us reward. We feel happy. We can find good foods, healthy food, maybe in restaurant or when you are traveling. This is a reward. Because of that, repeatedly we keep on doing, and we should not break this to make it into a stable habit. We need to focus on the journey and not the destination, which means that it is a journey which we need to enjoy. The journey we have taken, the habits we are building over the period. It may not give us immediate results. We may not be able to lose weight immediately as much as you thought. But then don't lose focus or don't get stressed, because that stress will derail you from what you have taken up as your goal. So enjoy the journey which you are taking, enjoy the changes which you are bringing in your lifestyle, because each of the small changes that you make makes a lot of difference. I want to quickly put in an interesting story. We all love cricket, and Tendulkar was captain in one of these cricket games, right? They had a big target which was about 300, above 300 runs to make. The entire team was demotivated. Now, what he did was he broke his big target into smaller targets. He said, try to get at least 1, 4, or 6 in each over. And because of that, they won the match. So, because he broke his big challenge into smaller challenges, and that was achievable, easier to do than to achieve a big target at a time. It is very similar in our life, our journey in this speed management program as well, right? Break it into smaller goals that will help you achieve the destination. That will come as an outcome. You do not have to really struggle for it. It will come as an automatic outcome. It will be a natural flow. So, with that, I would say the famous Mahatma Gandhi's quote: your beliefs become your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions. And your actions become your habit. So, this is the key. You keep on repeating and it becomes a habit. And your habit becomes your value with the right set of behavior, and your values become your destiny. And in this case, our health is our destiny, right? So, with that, we have come to the activity of the day. I'm sure as we have been talking, we have broken a bad habit, we are starting a good habit. So, please share with this your what bad habit you have broken, what good habit you have inculcated in yourself, right? We'll be happy to know that. And one habit which you have broken that will be good for you, and one step at a time, it will make you close to your destination. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you, Anshuman. Thanks a lot. It was nicely explained. The topic was very nicely explained, and the importance of habit. He has explained that the 5 points, the key points that he has discussed, all are very useful. And now, without further ado, to make physical activity or the exercise to put it in your habit list or make it a habit, I would like to invite Minal on the stage. So Minal is here. Minal, over to you.
Thank you, Vikram. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to today's session. So let's get started. Today we'll do all the workouts and the stretches on the mat. So you all come to the mat. So we'll start with normal Sukhasana. I want you to squeeze in a cushion right under your hips here, right under your butt, your tailbone to give you a straight and a solid base and a foundation to sit. Take a nice deep inhale, lengthen your chest out, roll your shoulders back, and fill your stomach with a lot of oxygen. As you exhale, you're gonna relax your shoulders, relax your chest, and your navel goes in as you exhale and up. So this is in, and up. Let's do it. A nice deep inhale. Your stomach rolls out. You're gonna expand. Exhale. In. Again, inhale. Feel how your chest fills up. Feel how your stomach fills up. Go as deep as possible with your breath. And then exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. A nice deep inhale. Lift your one hand up. As you exhale, slide to the side. Stretch. Without lifting your knees. Then back to the center. Inhale. And then exhale to the side. Lengthen. Lengthen. Inhale in. And then exhale out. Stretch. Full deep stretch. Feel it right from your obliques, your core, and you'll also feel it on the sides. Okay, when you sit for a longer period of time, all these muscles become stiff. Okay, so just take it as deep as possible and stretch. Back. This time, go back to the mat and open your legs out. Again, stretch it right from the heels and up. See that length in your spine has to be tall. It's not a rolled up spine. It's a tall spine. A nice deep inhale again. And then as you exhale, hold and stretch. Inhale, center. And then as you exhale, stretch. Inhale, center. As you exhale, hold and stretch. See how far you can go. Knee, shin, ankles, big toe, center of your feet, heels, as far as you can stretch. Just lengthen that spine and make sure that you're not rolling forward, you're not pushing back. It's a side stretch. As we sit for a longer period of time, all these muscles start becoming stiff. So the idea is to stretch, relax, lengthen, and see how far you can take it. Go deep with your breath here. Again, back to the center. And exhale, back to the side. Stretch. Open your chest, roll back. Again, stretch. Open and roll back. Lengthen that spine. Back to the center. Get your both the feet together, butterfly. Tuck your navel in and stretch out. Again, you will be pushing it right from your groin, not from your knees. See how far you can go with your chest open and without rolling. Lengthen that spine. Push it as deep as possible. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. This time, pushing your one heel deeper. Okay, so you're gonna have how far you have as deep as possible. But if anybody has a pain around the knees, then there is no point pushing it deeper. Then there is a point in finding your comfort level. Otherwise, your heel will have to be rested right at your groin, and your feet is against your thighs. Full deep stretch. A nice deep inhale. Lengthen. Chest up. Roll. Now that roll which will come is not gonna come from the hands and here. I want you to roll right from your lower lumbar spine. Hinge. So what I'll do is, we'll bend the knee. Squeeze the chest over. So from here, you're gonna squeeze the chest over to your knee. Yeah. Now, you'll roll only to an extent till where this connection is maintained and your lower lumbar spine is hinged. So the movement is not from the rolling of the shoulders and rolled over. It is coming from the tucking of the core and hinging of the spine. Yeah. So here, hold and then open. See how far you can. Absolutely safe way of surrendering and rolling forward. All these movements which talk about rolling forward or folding forward, they are deep. They really helps you to relax and let go of the things, both spiritually and from the physical memory of your body. So please, that's why we push the heel to your root chakra. We initiate your root chakra because that's where our deep emotions are. From here, when you bend over, you roll over with the idea of surrender. With every breath you exhale here, you're gonna let go, just feel free and see how you start vibrating your chakras. Let it go. Anyone who has spondylitis, cervical problem, please just stay till where I am here, like this. Keep looking at me. This will not inflammate your cervical here, but if you further push it down, this neck down, that's when you pull it. Okay, so your forehead buds will always be till here. Everyone else, let it go. Breathe out, forehead down to the knee and stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Again, back forward. So what happens is lot of times you have to rise up like this, and then again you put lot of pressure. It's absolutely okay to bring in the variations to your poses. Okay, so generally as a Janu Shirsasana, you will have to further inhale and lift like that. It's okay not to do. It's okay to take a support and come back. Same to the other side. I want your heel being pushed in deeper to your groin and this against your thighs. Full deep stretch. A nice deep inhale, stretch up. This is perfectly fine. But not a roll. You'll bend your knee slightly. And then as you are rolling, as you are exhaling, this chest gets long. Then hold on to your feet. You'll go only that far from where you can control what is happening to you. Okay, till here, perfectly fine. And a lot of times you'll realize that your right side is more flexible and has more stretch allowed than the left side. It's perfectly fine. But make sure that this side needs more love. Okay, so don't push it like that. Go along with it. See how far. Everyone with the pain will just hold it till here. Keep looking up. Feel the stretch right from your lower lumbar spine. Tuck that navel in. And then as you exhale, stretch. Again, inhale, instead of pushing up like this, inhale and roll forward, it's a roll back, single hand. Okay, onto the mat, just stretch your both the palms out and the legs out. Palms out, legs out, stretch in, out, in, out. Inhale, bend your one knee into the chest. Your one leg is straight, other leg is bent. You're gonna push this entire thigh into the chest and sit side. So this is a twist and this is a push. Now, with the same hand, either you can push this with the movement in the same side, if possible, from the opposite side. The idea is to push it deeper in your entire core. Lengthen that spine, squeeze. And now you look over your shoulder back. Look over your shoulder back. So your entire digestive system is activated. Breathe out, lengthen that spine and push. Same to the other side. A nice deep inhale. Lengthen. You're going to push the entire thigh in. Stretch over and back. So the next step to this is full Ardha Vatsvedasana. So your heel and you'll be trying to balance it out by sitting on the heel. Yes. Can we do that? And can we leave the hands? Find your balance. Again, you are sitting on the heel, initiating your root chakra straight up. Sit nice and tall. And please, during the day, whenever you can find some time, like you watch TV, you watch news, or you just discussing something with someone, sit in this position. All your energy centers aligned, your digestive system working pretty well, plus your legs, your lower body. Okay, now in the same format, your heel still pushed in. You're gonna do the same thing which we did in the Vakrasana. So you're gonna push this entire thigh deep, either the same way, like pushing it with the same hand, or with the elbow. So now this has to be opened up. Your chest, again, opened up and twisted back. If possible, hold on to your feet again. It's absolutely okay. Just keep doing it here also. You're gonna open your chest, roll back, and look over the shoulder. Just the way we did. Again, it is a full twist to your core. Just the way we twist our clothes, we wring our clothes after washing them. Full deep stretch. Great for all digestive problems. Like, you get acidity after food, some kind of a digestive problem, like continuous gas. If anybody has that problem, are you feeling that how your body is releasing the gas? That's how effective it is. So you get that. Same way, we're gonna push the heel in. Okay, so I'm again stressing on the point of pushing the heel in to initiate your root chakra. Anybody with a knee pain, go only to the level you can do it. So it's perfectly fine if your knee is going till here. Yeah, absolutely okay. You're gonna just push this knee over. Keep your leg this side also. It's perfectly fine. Then you're gonna push the entire thigh deep in, hold, side, lift, open. Yeah, you're gonna open your entire chest. So it's almost like you become parallel to the side wall. Become parallel to the side wall. This is okay. Then you will twist and look over the shoulder back. A nice deep inhale and exhale. And back, center. We'll do another few poses. Again, targeting the core here. Anybody who has a knee pain or a kneeling issue, like you cannot get down on the knees, keep extra cushioning under your knees for this. Yeah. So we'll start with simple movement. On the force, a nice deep inhale, lengthen that spine, squeeze, and with your pelvis, you're gonna pull it and look up. And then tuck in and stretch. Okay, a nice deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Up. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Squeeze a cushion between your calf muscles and your thighs if you have a knee pain here. Like this. Okay, so now the pressure which gets built up here around your knees or the quads will be reduced. So I want you to go and push back and sit nice and tall. Roll your fists with your thumb in, like this. Okay, so this side of the fist has to be pushed in your navel in such a way or under your navel in such a way that when you roll forward, your rib cage will not interfere with your fist. Okay, simple, very simple, but again, very effective pose for overall digestive system. So this inhale, exhale. Again, same way how we rolled forward. So we are not pushing from the shoulders, we are hinging from the hips. So you're gonna keep pushing your fist deeper and deeper. After we push deeper, I want you to roll clockwise and anti-clockwise. Clockwise and anti-clockwise, both the sides. Clockwise and anti-clockwise. Push, lengthen, stretch. You will go only to the level which feels comfortable. A lot of people who feel dizzy will stay till here. Everyone else can take the full stretch, forehead down. It's super basic as a pose. Can you see how your entire blood flow is targeted to your brain? All your feel-good hormones come alive. Few more deep breaths and you'll see that there is enough space for your fist to turn clock and anti-clockwise. Hold it here, keep pushing. As deep as possible. And let's start twisting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clockwise. 1, see my elbows are not moving. It's only the fist which is doing all the work. Hold and keep twisting. And with an inhale again, not with a jerk, but with a core control, you'll rise, you'll rise, you'll rise, and come up. Relax up. Yes, you will feel a little sweat in your hands. That's how effective the pose is. You can see it starts with your digestive fire, your Agni. Your solar plexus is exactly what your navel chakra is all about. You're gonna lengthen your spine and open up your shoulders. Tuck that core in. See how far you can go. Lengthen your spine and again forward. Again, it is a forward fold. Surrender. Let it go. Inhale. Exhale. From here, again, rise up on the force. Thread and needle. Inhale, you're gonna bring it in. Exhale, you're gonna roll up. So from the hips to the knee is a straight line. From the hips to the knee is a straight line, stretch. Again to the other side. Inhale, center. You're gonna exhale and then lift the arm, stretch. And back. You're gonna inhale from the core and then exhale from the chest. Yes, that's how we stretch it out. Inhale from the core. Exhale from the chest. Open up your chest to the mat, chest to the mat, chest to the mat. Full deep stretch. Keep your chest down to the mat. If possible, chin. And hold. Chest and chin to the mat and hold. Hold it here. The rabbit pose. The crown chakra on the mat. And the same way, on the force, you're going to tuck your navel in and deep. Okay. So crown chakra on the mat, you're going to keep rolling just the way we did. So crown chakra on the mat. Okay. Now from here, you're going to hold and push. If possible, hold up with your heels like this. Comfortable, let it go. Feel that complete stretch to your lower lumbar spine again. Slight pressure to your crown chakra. Comfortable? Go closer. Go closer and then go. Comfortable? Roll back. Palms along your feet. Then down to the back. Stretch. Lengthen that spine to the back. Tuck your core in, and then as you inhale, you're gonna rise up. Roll your shoulders back. Rise up till how far you can do. 2 minutes. Stretch. And then again, roll back. See how far you can do. How far you can do. Forehead down again. I'll just play the music. So, you'll feel very relaxed and at ease today. Why? Because we did forward folds today. Though forward folds are a tricky proposition with the kind of a spine, right now a lot of us have. But again, the way it releases and relaxes our whole system is immense.
Thank you very much for the wonderful session, and thank you all the participant for joining in. And today was the 29th day, and tomorrow again we'll meet 6:30 for the Hindi session and 7 a.m. for the English session. And don't forget to watch the YouTube recording as well if someone has joined late or someone has missed, so they can watch the same session in YouTube channel as well. The links will be in your group description or in groups, right? So with this, I'm Vikram Devnath. I would like to signing off. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.